Hey, what's up, MP Nation? Eddy Miranda here, owner and founder of Men's Physique News. We are 9 days out from the Flex Vibes Atlantic Coast Pro, and I'm here with Clay Payne. That he's a brand new pro doing his pro debut at the Flex Vibes. What's going on, Clay?
What's up, Eddie? How we doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. So I just want to have I want people to have like a little background on you. What is like your NPC show record? Like, what kind of shows did you do when you were in Florida competing to go into nationals?
Well, I've been competing since 2014, and I hit the national stage that very first year. I did pretty well. I was in like the third, fourth call-out group. And then, quite frankly, I hit nationals every single year after that. And it wasn't until 2015 I ended up placing at my first national show in Pittsburgh, North Americans.
Mm-hmm.
I first call out in seventh place, and I realized right about that time I'm getting close. I got some more work to do, so I went back to the drawing board, came back 2016, and did pretty well. So, and then eventually went pro in 2017.
Okay, so you said you went pro in 2017. What was the show that you got your pro card at?
It was the New Jersey Team U, sometime around July 4th, 2017.
Okay, so for you to get your pro card, how many years was that in the making? It was basically about like 2 or 3 years, right?
It was actually 14, 15, 16, 17. So yeah, it was 3.5 to 4 years.
So that was like pretty intense. Like, I mean, you going for your pro card for about like 4 years. I mean, like, what was your drive to continue to go at
it? Well, when I started, man, I was a soccer player for 15 years, so I was just a baby. Quite honestly, I was so small. I looked good, I was shredded, but just the size was not there for the national stage. It was hard, but I love this sport. I love the progression of it. So I kept seeing myself getting better, and that kept motivating me to come back the next year and do it again and again. And the big motivation, Eddie, I'll be honest with you, man. I was a soccer player, I told you, 15 years. I played at the pro level over in Europe, in Italy. And after that was over, my parents wanted me to come back and finish up high school because I was still in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And when I came back, I ended up playing for a Division I soccer school. And I played a year and was done, burnt out. And later in life, I felt like I let that dream go. So when this new dream and goal sprouted up of becoming a pro, man, I couldn't let it go. I kept telling myself, you let one dream go, you cannot let this one go. And it just made me relentless, man. And I kept going for it. So I knew it was going to come if I keep working my butt off, and eventually it did.
No, man, congrats on you got your pro card, man. So now, like, who is your coach, and did that coach help you get your pro card?
Currently, and pretty much my whole career, I have coached myself.
Oh wow, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah. I did have some guidance when I first started. No one really coached me though. I just worked in a gym, and people told me this and that. I did a ton of studying on my body, online, just a ton of studying, building up my knowledge, trying things out, seeing what worked, what didn't. And then in 2015, I actually did link up with a coach. His name is Julio Hernandez, and Julio ended up passing away.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
Julio was a great coach and just a mentor. He was like a big brother to me. So he taught me and took my knowledge to the next level. And when 2016 hit, that season, I sent my progress pictures to start prep. It was, man, I was 10 weeks out. I'm like, all right, Julio, I'm ready to go. And that day he actually he passed away. So I was on my own, but we had a game plan already written up. So I followed that game plan, and that was the year I ended up doing well at Pittsburgh. And I knew we were close. So.
No, that's cool, man. And that's really a rough story because I was there in South Florida when it happened, and I know a lot of people that were actually coached by him in South Florida. So I know that must have been like a tough time. Even leading up into a show to step on stage with something like that happening. Now going into Flex Vibes. Now, what's the reason why you picked the Atlantic Coast Pro to be your pro debut?
Great question. Quite frankly, I wanted my pro debut to be last year after I got my pro card. I was hot. I felt good. I had the confidence. I wanted to hit a show out in California, but I ended up getting injured. Tweaking my shoulder took me out of the running. So I ended up sitting down the rest of the season and just going back to the drawing board, working on my weaknesses. So when this season came up, I figured, I live in Florida. I might as well hit the first Florida show I can, and I'm going to make a run for it. So I decided Flex Vibes. I've done Tim Gardner shows before. They're good productions. So I decided I'm going to do that one, and then I plan on doing the Europa Orlando, 2-3 weeks after. So I'm going to go right back into it.
So cool. So like, how has your prep been going into the show in comparison to, let's say, your pro card winning prep?
Honestly, it's been super smooth, which sometimes can be a nervous thing. You're like, oh man, it's almost too smooth. What's going on? But no, it's been good, man. I'm definitely coming in bigger. I knew for the pro stage I needed to put on a little bit more muscle, and I think I have done that. And yeah, the drive is still just as heavy and hard, man. I know a lot of people say when you go pro, you lose that drive, but I feel like I got a chip on my shoulder and something to prove. I feel like I'm the underdog going into it. So, yeah, I'm going to bring the heat and see what happens.
Yeah, and then, you're saying like after the show you wanted to do like the Orlando Europa. What other shows do you have in mind, or what kind of strategy do you have for this year based on the fact that there is a new point system?
Well, yeah, of course the point system happens this year, my rookie season in the Pro League. But, I plan on hitting the Flex Vibes, Atlantic Coast, and Europa. And then there's a couple things in the works. I do prep other competitors. My team is Team Payne, and I coach myself. So I do have a couple shows for them lined up that I need to go to and be at. I have about 20 plus athletes competing in April. So it's a very busy month for me. But come the end of May, early April is when I'm looking to do my next. So I have a couple shows in mind, but nothing really picked out. I'll be honest, I want to travel a little bit this year, so I do plan on doing one show out of the country and definitely one show out of the state, maybe in California or Texas or something. So that's the plan anyway.
Well, man, if you make it over to California, let me know. We'll go out and try to do a cheat meal. Hopefully I'm not on prep at that time when you come over.
I'll take you up on that for sure.
Well, dude, we're about to wrap this up. I just have one more question for you. And it's really, a fun question, just to lighten up the mood before we finish. What's going to be your go-to cheat meal after the Flex Vibes?
Ooh, that's a tough one, man. First thing, let me just state, when I get a cheat meal normally, and it's hard because I prep myself, so it's not like I can give them all the time, but when I do, my go-to is always Chick-fil-A. I'm a Chick-fil-A addict, man, and people make fun of me for that. But no, normally post-show, we go to a nicer dinner, still get some desserts and stuff. I'm thinking Cheesecake Factory. That's my thought because they have variety, they have dessert. So I'm thinking something along those lines, but you better believe I'll be getting some sweets after because I got a sweet tooth, man. That's my issue. But
dude, I'm just going to tell you something. If you're in South Florida and you want donuts, go to Mojo Donuts.
Been there before. I have.
Amazing, right?
Amazing. It was after Nationals one year. I want to say it was 2015 or 16. 2015, after Nationals, man. We made a trip back up through Mojo Donuts. So good. So good.
Dude, especially when they put bro, it's like a huge freaking kick on a donut, man. It's awesome.
It's the best by far. There is a good place up here in Tally, Donut Kingdom, but they don't compare. But they do custom donuts. They're cool, but no, it doesn't compare to that, man. It's awesome.
Awesome, man. Well, dude, thank you for taking your time and being with me today in order to do the interview, man. Truly appreciate it, the fact that you've been able to do it, man. And guys, until next time, man, this is Eddy Miranda. We just finished interviewing Clay Payne, and we'll see you next time for the next interview. See you guys later.